So, wish you all a very warm welcome and a happy evening to you. And we've gathered here today to just talk about leadership skills. And we have a very interesting topic happening here. But before we start, I'd like to talk to you all a little bit about DueDash, the platform because of which we are having this event. So, before we start, I'll just share my screen so we can take a look at what's DueDash all about. All right. Uh, just give me one tiny moment. All right. So DoDash is all about making startups investable. And quite a few people ask me how. Well, there are many ways that they do that. And one of them is making them investor ready. So one of the biggest issues of startups is finding correct investors at the right time. So DoDash gives you access to capital as well as investors. Apart from that, it brings together founders, investors, experts, mentors, not just from India, but from all over the world. So you are increasing your ecosystem, you're increasing your connects, you're increasing your network. Fundraising becomes easy. You are just connecting, and a lot of peer-to-peer exchange happens. So that is one of the greatest things that DoDash does for all budding entrepreneurs. So how does it do it? It strengthens and helps you engage with your local startup network. It helps you find co-founders, and then you can also test and validate your business ideas, maybe with one of the mentors or other startups, or startups who have the same interest as you or other budding entrepreneurs. Also, you join the global community, so you have access to a lot of global stuff happening all around the world. And one of the interesting tools that DoDash has is the investment readiness check and credits for startups. So to learn more about that, you'll have to get onto the DoDash platform, and you can come to know more about it. So there are a lot of other services that are paid services, and you can take a look at all of those things onto the platform for sure. I would urge you to log on to the platform to find out more about it. So this was one of the interesting tools that I was talking about, the investor readiness check. So it helps you analyze whether you're investable or not. And then it helps you improve where all you can improve to, make yourself better, to make yourself interesting for investors to come and approach you and get in front of the investors also. So there are local founder sparring rings like this. This is the Ahmedabad sparring ring. Now, of course, we are the part of the bigger sparring ring. That's the India sparring ring. And if your city or your town does not have a DoDash community, please feel free and reach out to us, and you can lead it, and you can develop and help develop the ecosystem over there, So feel free to get in touch with Mikhail or Shubham or me or any of us at DoDash, and we're more than happy to help you. This is our website. These are the other details. Please take a note of this, and hoping to see all of you, those who are not already on DoDash, come on there. All right. Great. It was good to have all of you here. And now I'm going to introduce our speaker for today, and Andrew Shepard. He is the founder of the brand Claire Skills. So I really used to wonder, what is Claire? Maybe he really loves this person, Claire, to name his company as Claire Skills. But when I realized what's the meaning of Claire, it was, wow, bingo, this is really good. It's like Claire stands for, it's an acronym for communication, leadership, accountability, relationship, and empathy. So it was founded by Andrew in 2019 after a 34-year corporate professional career. Okay. And with his rich experience combined with his study abroad, which has been in very prestigious institutes like INSEAD Singapore, Siemens Germany, Bayer Academy Germany, City and Guilds London. He has different NLP certifications, even from Holland, for that matter. And he's been implementing this learning and development and other HR initiatives and programs. So he delivers a lot of exclusive, motivational, and soul searching talks on different workplace issues. And he is a coach, he's a mentor, and he uses all these rich experiences, for coaching and training on communication skills, leadership and management skills, interpersonal skills, business etiquette, personality development, and other HR processes. So feel free to reach out to him also for any help that you need, and he's more than happy to do that. But before I hand over the stage to Andrew, I'd also like to say that he's added one more feather to his cap. He has become a published author, and he has his own book called Stay Liquid. It's a meandering narrative on bad leadership and good leadership. And since all of you are so interested in leadership, you're here. I'm sure you'd want to grab a copy of the book for sure. So when I invited Andrew to take this session, he said, "Okay, I'm doing a session, and that's called Ladders of Love." And I'm like, "What, Andrew? What's this session all about?" And he gave me a very nice answer, but I'd like him to answer the same question for you, because leadership and love, I don't know how they come together, but yes, it's a very interesting way that Andrew puts it. And I'm going to invite him to tell you all about the same. Andrew, welcome on board, and the stage is all yours. I'm going to shut up and listen to what you want to say.
Thank you, Tejashree, and thank you everybody for joining this webinar. And I think we are across the globe, from Germany to India. And I don't know if there are any other countries in between, but thank you very much. And really blessed to have all of you on this webinar. There are a few disclaimers before we proceed with the topic. Number one, since the third section is a little interactive, so I would like all of you to have a paper and pencil handy. Paper and pencil or paper and pen. Just one sheet is more than enough. Okay, just like all of you to have that handy. Second is I will be talking about 3 ladders as we go through. And I will be using a PPT to help me deliver this presentation. As Tejashree said that, yes, she was a little aghast when I said the topic would be ladders of love. It's simply because when we use the word love in India particularly, it has different connotations. The mind goes into different realms. But I believe in leadership, love is essential. I think that's the first thing that you need in leadership is love. Because with love comes caring, and with love comes empathy. And if you don't have that caring, giving, gratitude nature, okay, then empathy for your team and for the people who work for you, that probably has a repercussion in the culture and the environment that your team has. Okay, so I just got a message from Dhaval saying he has a little audio problem. Tejashree, could you just check back, please? Okay.
Yeah, don't worry about the chat. I'm taking care of that.
Okay, so yeah, so that is about ladders of love. And that is the pure disclaimer that I wanted to bring forward about when I say ladders of love. Now, as a leader, I need to help my team reach good heights. Okay. If they reach good heights, I also reach good heights, probably even higher than my team. I don't know. And therefore, today I'll talk about 3 ladders, as I said. Now, these are not the only ladders that you could use to help your team grow. There are a lot more ladders. And probably this session is a continuation of the Hersey and Blanchard situational leadership. and many other leadership theories that have been put forward, Blake Newton, and so on and so forth. But this is one that if you add this on, okay, it will really be useful for your team, for the environment, the ecosystem, the culture of your team, right? This is a presentation that you probably won't find on a one Google article. It's been combined or been collated from a lot of information that I collected. And let me give you a heads up that this is a 2019, 2020, early 2020 data. So subsequent to that, I'm still to receive or to reach out or get some information, probably because of the pandemic. So let me share my screen now. And Tejasri, you could just tell me yes or no, it's there or not.
Sure, we'll do that. Yeah, we can see it.
Right. So there's just a little music to wake up everybody in the beginning. But Titanium, it's a lovely song. We'll talk about that a little later on when it comes. Guess we'll have to remove that line, the red line somewhere. Please do try to avoid the digital pens, everybody. Have your own separate pen and paper when it comes in. So Tejasri has already explained the brand under which I operate, which is Claire Skills. And Tejasri, yes, Claire is a very lovely girl that I know, and maybe got inspired by that. But definitely Claire is an acronym for communication, leadership, accountability, relationship, and empathy. You can find a lot more about what I have done and what I can do if you log into my website, which is claireskills.com. Right, so let's get started. So these are the three ladders that I would be talking about. Number one, employee experience, which I don't think is new to many people. But in view of what Gallup has said in 2019, towards the end of 2019, employee experience becomes highly important. The second ladder is the S curve or the sigmoid curve. Again, a lot of you may have heard about it, but it is something of great value in continuation to the situational leadership that we have learned from Hersey and Blanchard and how to grow or help our people. It is good from a leadership point of view, business leaders, and it is good for HR leaders also. And the last is cognitive skills. And this is something that we have been talking a lot about recently. And cognitive skills is related to mental health. Okay, and that is another topic that we have been really talking about. And believe me, if we just practice maybe a few minutes of cognitive skills or play a cognitive game every day with our team, the mental health, the ecosystem within your team will be extremely healthy. Right, so let's get it started with the first one, and that is the employee engagement. And I take this, as I mentioned, from Gallup. Gallup's Q12 survey is one of the famous surveys that we have across the world. Q12 simply indicates that there are 12 questions. And Gallup, being a leading organization across the world for decades, okay, has the employment engagement survey as one of their finest that they could ever produce. Okay, very few will be able to match up to what Gallup has and the data that they have, the numbers that they crunch and that they deliver to us. Okay, so just to give you a sense of what they have done till now, they have interviewed or surveyed nearly 2 million employees till date, 73 countries, 49 industries, which is a tremendous number. right? And they don't take one company survey in respect. Okay, they give that company that information, but what they publish is a combination, a collation of all the data that they have had over the last 2 decades or more. That is tremendous, that what they can bring out. Now, what I will show you is that of course, they publish US data because Gallup is based in US, but they also publish data for the world. Okay, and that would be interesting to understand what we have out there. So, what did their data throw up? At the end of 2019, they said that the engaged employees are 15% in your organization. Engaged employees, what does this mean? Engaged employees are those employees that willingly and who really want to come to work. These are employees who are eagerly awaiting job roles or work areas they volunteer, they push themselves to deliver more. There is initiative in each of these. There's a lot of effort that they put into their work, okay, and they take a lot of ownership. Okay, so these are engaged employees. And interestingly, in the workplace, only 15% of them, you'll only find 15% of them. Okay. Of course, Gallup very sportingly says that this number is going up, but I really don't know. In the US, it has risen from 15 to 18% over the last couple of years. But during the pandemic, also they saw a rise in the engaged employees. But really, is it going up? Look back at your teams, look back at your own organization. And probably you will understand that those that really show initiative, those that show effort, those that show ownership, highly motivated, volunteering, delivering before time, these are your engaged employees, not the ones that stay back late and work. Those are not engaged employees. Okay, early comers, late goers, these are not your engaged employees. Okay, so don't mistake or get a little jumbled up with somebody who's working Saturdays and Sundays and working very late, that yes, that they are engaged employees. No, certainly not. Okay, these are unplanned employees. Okay, so engaged employees who know how to balance their work life and who are at the same time engaged, initiated, efforts, 100%, ownership, volunteering, yes. So what about the other 85%? The other 85%, Gallup says, are not engaged or actively disengaged. Not engaged are those employees that come at 9 o'clock, go at 5 o'clock, just do what they are asked to do and don't do anything else. More of a clerical kind of attitude that they are having. And actively disengaged are those employees that do a little bit of work, but a lot of their time is spent in gossiping or probably bringing down the boss or, as I said, gossiping basically. Okay, so these are the actively disengaged people. And these together constitute nearly 85%. As I said, look back, reflect on your own team, look back and reflect on your own organization or your previous organizations. And I'm sure you will find that these numbers are significant. Okay. And here's another very interesting feature which Gallup said, that when you have more engagement, your profitability goes up by 20%. Okay. And that is a big number. It's simple. It's very simple to understand in the sense that when you have more engagement, there's more loyalty to the organization. There is lower attrition, lower absenteeism. The customers are more engaged because it is the same person who is meeting them. And the customer loyalty then develops further. Okay. So definitely you have more engaged employees, you will have more customer loyalty. Okay. That is how it works. And this is the second one, which is really important and which we are all talking about now. It said that if there is a variance in the engagement levels of an employee, 70% of that issue, that problem belongs to the manager who is leading that team. For years, we have been saying that managers need to be responsible. Managers need to have some amount of accountability, ownership, and so on and so forth, empathy. And very few senior management people agree that their managers down the line are the result of bad atmosphere, bad ecosystems existing. But Gallup today, I mean, not today, but maybe 2 years ago, has come up and said that this problem, 70% of it is because of managers. So we do have a problem, and it is time that senior management sat up and acknowledged this fact, right? And looked at managers, looked at their training, looked at making them more responsible, more engaged with their own employees. Okay, that is the important factor that comes out here. Okay, so this is really significant what Gallup has thrown up. Okay, with 50% of our workforce today probably being millennials, they want more purpose and meaning from their work. Right? They want to know what they're good at. I know very often, and this is what I've written in my book also, is that millennials probably don't want leaders. They want coaches, right? And that's a fact now. And if a manager can't be a coach, or at least be a good leader, 70% of the problems that are existing in the team will be because of that manager. And I hope the C-suite and senior management really looks at this very closely. So what are the drivers of that engagement? In the past, and I mentioned millennials, so you can sense that now I'm moving towards the future. So the past was, the engagement was, what is the salary I'm getting? Am I satisfied? My boss is happy with me. My boss gives me leave when I want leave. And my reviews every 6 months, annually are fantastic. I have no problem. And my boss is very nice to me. I'm very good with the boss. He comes over to my house and my job is safe. Okay, that was the past probably, but not now. What the workforce really is looking forward to is, what is my purpose in this team? Am I learning something new every day? Is my boss sitting with me and guiding me, coaching me? Is my boss telling me that, yeah, these are your strengths? Okay, these are your weaknesses. So let's see what you're best at, what you're good at. Okay, maybe you're not good at this particular job. Maybe you're good at some other job. Okay, and overall, how's my life? Right? Am I satisfied? Am I enjoying my life? This wasn't the case some time back. Okay, so this entire generation that has come in, and probably I don't know what Generation Z is going to tell us, but at least what the millennials are telling us is something very different. Now, the whole problem is that I'm a baby boomer, and a lot of managers are between the baby boomers or Generation X. Okay, so our thoughts are of the past, and we need to change our thoughts from the past to the future if we have to handle that group of millennials and the Zs that are going to come in. Okay, so let's wake up. Let's wake up to this fact that Gallup has given us. 70% of the problems is because of us, managers. So now we need to change. We need to do something. Okay. So if we want this ladder to really work, okay, we need to make it strong. We need to make it really strong and faithful, and that no rung is broken or people fall off the ladder. Definitely not. We don't want anybody falling off the ladder. So let's admit it that there are a lot of management issues which we have to look at. Baby boomers are, of course, retiring very shortly, or they will be superannuating within the next 5 years to 10 years at the most, not 10, for next 5 years at the most, right? There are management issues, and we really need to look at it as it goes there, okay? One of the interesting facts is when I was looking at a few companies' HR policies, all the policies were designed for the baby boomers and for the Generation X. There's no HR policy designed for the millennials or the Zs. In fact, when the lockdown started and work from home started, nearly 99.9% of the companies did not have a policy on work from home. So everyone was playing by ear. And with the result of it, a lot of companies took advantage and removed people rather than take care of them. Now, that is a sad thing. So that's a management issue which I'm really talking about. So if you're going to remove people during tough times, you're not going to have a lot of loyalty from the rest of the employees that are with you. Okay. And of course, customer loyalty I've already spoken about. Pride. Okay, take pride in what you do and what your company is, but that pride will come when things are good. Okay, when your manager becomes a leader and your leader becomes a coach, that is where it comes into. Of course, you'll definitely get good outcomes and a completely reduced attrition and absenteeism, which I believe are the two keys of any HR person. Okay, any HR professional has to look at this, attrition and absenteeism. Okay. We put all this together, then of course the employee survey will throw up and say this is a great place to work. Let's look at the second ladder. So the first ladder, and please, we'll tie this all up towards the end of the presentation, is helping your people, right? That's coaching them, guiding them, right? Telling them what is important, helping them with their strengths, helping them with jobs or tasks that are important to them or for which they are better talented at. That is the first ladder. The second ladder, the S curve. Well, this was brought by Charles Handy somewhere in the mid-90s. It's a wonderful little tool which I don't know how familiar people are with it. But once I came across it, I was really impressed by what he has tried to describe with this sigmoid curve or the S curve, the sigmoid, the letter that is there. And this helps the organization and the individual. It could be used for either of them. Like the SWOT analysis can be done for the organization, it can be done for the individual. Similarly, the sigmoid curve can be done for the organization as well as the individual. And it's an S curve. Let me just show you what it looks like, right? This is a representative figure. This is not the rule. Like people took the bell curve as a rule. That was just a representative diagram. So let's keep this as a representative diagram and not a rule as it goes. So it's plotted against growth and time. Okay, so the growth of the individual, since we are leaders and we're talking about our team members, we will talk about the individual. So it's growth of the individual versus time the individual is spending in the organization. Okay, and it helps L&D professionals, that's the HR team, and the business leaders to know exactly when to intervene and provide inputs for the employee to grow further. Okay. Of course, the plotting is a little complicated. It requires a lot of understanding, but yeah, that is really important out there. Okay. So before we get into this, what exactly is the S curve? I just plotted this. This is from a McKinsey report of 2019. So they brought up this BCG type of metrics where they put presence of growth opportunities against extent to which growth is rewarded. See, it's very simple that if you are providing growth opportunities in your organization, you must also reward people who seek it, take it, and grow themselves. Okay? You cannot provide opportunities and have no rewards. That tells you in the gray box right up there, which says that if you provide opportunities and there's no rewards, you have a disaffected talent. What is the point of me if I'm not going to get anywhere with this? Okay. If there's no growth opportunities and growth is not being rewarded, why am I even here? And that is the reason why a lot of people leave your team. Okay. What you must understand is that if you're providing growth opportunities in your organization, however way you may be providing it, right, you need to reward it also. Okay, reward those individuals who are wanting to grow and putting in efforts to grow and actually showing the people that, yeah, they have grown. Okay. So that is what is really important. So if as an HR professional, if as a leader, you want to go in for this S curve, you must have these two basics in place first. Okay, don't have the S curve at the, every 6 months, plot it and say you're here, and so, okay, I can't give you so much increment. No, 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 no. That was the mistake we did with the bell curve. Okay, the S curve is something unique. Okay, and let's not make that same mistake. Okay, so if you are going in for growth opportunities and if you are going to reward them, then please go ahead with this process. Otherwise, don't do it. Even if one of these is not there in your organization, don't do it. Just scrap it. Okay. So there are three sections to this S curve. So let's look at the first section. So that is Ray. This is just a hypothetical employee there. So this is a point when an employee enters into your organization, and this is one of the finest moments of the employee, where what we call is the onboarding process, the induction process, right? This is really important. If we get this right, we will have more and more engaged employees. But most companies, it is just a 2-day event and that's it. And it's a blur to most employees. At the end of it, it's an absolute blur. Okay, I joined one of the top companies of India, and it was a 2-day. It was just one simple blur to me. I really did not know who was who and who heads which team, and I was lost. But what I did was, over the next few months, did my own little research and got to know more things. But how many employees will do that? Okay. So these first few days, the first few months of an employee are the ideal months to bring in to the employee what your company stands for, what are the values of the company, what a company really needs to do. Okay. The second phase is the actual growing phase, which is it's extremely steep, because here's when the employee is growing with the inputs put in by their manager or their leader and by all the other departments or groups that are available in the organization. And this ecosystem is something fantastic that exists, but as a leader, as a team leader, you will have to match up to this. Okay, if you can't match up to this, and the employee will see that, again, you're going to lose a good employee. Okay, so it's really robust at this point of time, of what is happening with the employee. Okay. The third section is, where the learning has reached a point. Of course, learning never stops. So you'll see that the graph continues to go upwards, but not as sharply as it was earlier going in, right? But it's a point of time when, as a team leader, you need to, or as an HR expert, you need to decide that what now does this employee do? What is the next S curve that I put this employee onto, right? That is very important. As I said, if you're going for growth, you must have rewards. Otherwise, if you don't have rewards, then don't go for growth. Let things continue as they are continuing. Okay, and just be happy that you have hands and legs in your organization. Okay, so that 85% that you have will continue to increase. Okay, and 15% will decrease. Okay, so if you really want that 15% to increase, this is what you really need to get into. Okay, the more people that you have growing or are on that growth pattern of the S curve, the more engaged employees that you are going to have that comes into play. So I'd suggest this is my second ladder, and this is a little tough one, but get into it. You will enjoy it because you will learn something new. right? And as a leader, if when you learn something new and your people grow, you also grow. So it's really wonderful, this ladder that I have. Okay, so what did we learn from this? So there is a lot of text out here, but simply put, and I'll be only repeating myself, that if you are interested in your company growing, in your people growing, ensure that you have rewards for everything at the side. Okay. Otherwise, people will get disinterested, will get disheartened, and motivation decreases. Okay. People want to learn. The millennials coming in, the Generation Z coming in, they want to learn, right? They want to learn what is good about themselves. They want to know how they could contribute better to the organization. Okay, yeah, they know where they have their deficiencies. So fine, let's keep those deficiencies aside and let's focus on what their strengths are and grow. That is important. Okay. So this is a challenging one for L&D professionals, HR professionals, but if you can get it right, it'll be fantastic. Once again, I say that is the S curve that I showed you is just representative. It is not the rule. Okay. Everybody's growth should not be in that manner. Everyone would have a different type of S curve. Okay. Some slow, some sharp, some fine. Okay. Those of us, a lot of us are from India and we play cricket. We do understand, there are some batsmen who score runs very fast and some batsmen who score runs slowly, but both of them are required in the team. Okay. That's the important factor. Okay. Let's come to the third ladder, and that is cognitive skills. For a change, I will not talk much now. I will expect you to do a little work as we go through. Cognitive skills, as I said, is the key to good mental health. And we can simply improve our cognitive skills by just doing a crossword puzzle every day, okay? Or indulging in a quiz every day. That's the simplest thing that we can do to keep our mental health going. And if you see all successful people, their mental capacities are one of the finest, right? They are sharp, they're alert, okay? They're mindful of what is happening. Okay, so that is the definition of cognitive skills, which I have given on one side. And it's probably, if you want to put it into a diagram, it's a hexagon, which involves philosophy, linguistics, anthropology, neuroscience, AI, and psychology. So when you say, holistically, I want to develop a person, or holistically, I want to deliver some meaning to my team force, remember, when you use that word holistically, you have to bring all these 6 parameters into place. Okay. You bring only 1 or 2, it makes no sense, right? There are many people I have found that just bring 1, 2, and that's it, leave it at that point. Certainly not. You have to bring all the 6. So when I do my training, when I do my coaching or mentoring, I make sure that all 6 parameters are in place. Otherwise, there is no holistic development of an individual. Okay. It's when the holistic development happens, then a person cognitively improves, or there is a huge improvement in the mental health of a person. Okay. So that's where I'm really coming from and what we need to do. And as I said, it's a simple thing. Just do a crossword. You're commuting to work back and forth. Do a crossword. Do a quiz. Or play a game on your cell phone. Fine, 30 minutes, no issues. But don't make 30 minutes into 30 hours. That's not good. Okay. But a little bit every day really helps you. That's important. Okay. As I said, holistically, you improve as we go through. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a little game with all of you. I hope you're all ready for it. Okay, so it's a little game. So I'm going to give you a code. I hope you understand what a code is. It's not the recent coding that we have, coding to make an app and all that. No, this is the old traditional one. I told you I'm a baby boomer. So so what I have is the old meaning and the meaning of a code. And I'm going to ask you to crack the code. Crack the code means understand what the code is or how that code was made. That is important. See, all codes, whether they were used during World War One, World War Two, and even if they're used today, they all have a basis. Somebody is putting it together. Okay. Nobody remembers a code. Everybody just understands how it came together and then they use it. Okay, if you try to memorize a code or remember a code, you will never succeed. You will make a lot of mistakes that come up. Okay, so code is made by us human beings, right? It's made on some basis. So let's see how that code is going to come. Fair enough. Now I am going to show you a code. I will show you a code for 30 seconds. Subsequently, I will ask you to answer some questions. Okay, write the answers down on your paper and you can just show me the paper on the camera if you have the answers. There are two sets of questions. Each set has three questions. So three questions and then there's another set of three questions. The code first, 30 seconds I will show you the code. And then I'll ask you the questions. Why I'm doing this is I want you to understand how this code came together. That's the important part. Okay.
Sorry to intervene, Andrew, but do they answer your code or do they type in the chat box or do they switch on their videos?
They could just
work?
Write it on a piece of paper and just write the three answers, 1, 2, 3, and show it on their camera.
Okay, so everyone, you'll have to have your videos on to show us the answers.
If you're not able, if you don't have paper and pen, you're traveling or you're a little bit not in a sitting position, then you can just chat it, just write it in the chat box. Tejasri will take care of that part also. Okay. Right. So let's go, ladies and gentlemen. So the code will come up 30 seconds and then we move. So this symbol means 1, this symbol means 2, 3, and so on and so forth. No screenshots are allowed, please. No photographs are allowed, please. So that's it, 1 to 9. These are the symbols. Now I will ask you the questions. Let's be an MI agent. I know how many of y'all want to be Tom Cruise?
We have one answer in the chat box.
Okay, with that, please.
First one is Satyajit says you.
Sorry. Second?
Second, no answers as yet.
Okay. Would somebody like to show it on their, write it on a paper and show it on your video? Tejashree, you may need to help me because I cannot see everybody's.
Sure. I'll let you know if someone's showing it on the video. Shriyank wants to show, but I cannot see. Shriyank, could you just read it out? You could unmute yourself, please.
One is L, two is the what you can say, the A without the middle line, and the 3 is C, the symbol.
The third one, what did you say, please?
The C,
C.
symbol.
He says
I'm
C.
6.
Yeah, 6.
Okay, you have the third one right. 4 into 2 is 8. What did you say was
8.
for 8?
8 was the A without the middle line.
A without the middle line. Okay.
Shubham also has the answer for the first one, and he says U.
First one he says U. Okay.
Satyajit and Shubham both say U.
It's underscore with the U.
Okay, it's underscore with the U. All right.
No, that would not be there. Okay. So some answers are close, some answers are off. Okay. Anyone else would like to try? We wait 30 seconds. Okay. Right. So I'll give you another set of questions. Let's go. See, where we are getting stuck up, ladies and gentlemen, is that we are trying to remember that code. Okay. I said, don't remember, don't memorize it, don't do a screenshot, don't do a photograph. Okay. Understand how it came through. If you understand it, you will not go wrong. Okay. That's really important.
Satyajit says
so I'll give you the second.
One is W. Satyajit says
one is W. There was no W. I'm sorry, Satyajit, there was no W in the code. Okay, no problem. Good. Thank you for trying. That is more important. That's more important, right? That is where cognitive skills becomes really important. The trying, the first part is trying. Really good. Okay, let's see the second set of questions. Let's be a James Bond. Okay, James Bond, there is a vacancy. Okay, Daniel Craig is winding up after No Time to Die. So there's a huge vacancy. So if you get this right, maybe I'll recommend you for James Bond. Right. Anyone has the answers? James Bond, there is a vacancy.
So Shubham says first one is 28, second one is 7, third one is 5.
Oh, okay, Shubham. Okay. I'll not say yes or no right now, Shubham.
Yeah, we're waiting for more answers. Come on, guys, give us answers. Don't worry what you're writing.
Yeah,
just participate.
Don't worry.
It's fun.
That's
okay. Shriyank says first one is 28, second is 7, and third is 5. Okay, same as Shubham. And Vandana says first one is 3. Vandana, come on, go on for the second and third.
Come on, Vandana, you're close.
All right, come on. I'm rooting for the woman power now, okay?
Yeah, actually, that was the thought. Probably when you see the movie No Time to Die, this suggested that the next James Bond will be a lady. So maybe a Jane Bond. I don't know.
Okay, Avinash also says 28, 7 and 5. Pitambar says 4,
Okay.
7 and 5. Now Vandana says
Okay.
first one is 3, second is 12. Interesting. We have
Okay.
such a mix of numbers. This is fun. I'm enjoying this.
Anyone would like
I'm
to
sure-
show? Anyone showing their paper?
Hmm,
All are chatting. All are putting it in the chat box.
yeah, all are putting it in the chat box. It's
Okay, so
easier.
I would like everyone to just switch off your video, switch on your audio. Tejasri, the 4 5 people that responded, I would like to ask them how did they determine their answers?
Okay, Shriyank, Shubham, Avinash, Vandana, Pitambar, please answer Andrew. That would be fun. How did you come to your answers? Who
The
goes
code which
first?
was shared, the first one, the
Huh.
same code is for this.
Yes.
Right. It's the same code.
Yeah.
So Shreyank says he's used the same code, but how
Exactly.
did you get
But
his answer?
how did he get the answer? How does he know that this number is this figure means this number?
I had written it down actually.
Sorry?
I had noted it down. The code I had
Ajay,
noted it down.
you had
Okay.
noted it down, Andrew.
No chocolates for you, Shubham.
No, that's Shreyank. That's not Shubham. Now it's Shubham's turn
Shreyank,
to
sorry.
answer.
No chocolates for you, Shreyank. Okay, who's the second person?
Shubham.
Sir, same as I also noted some of the symbols.
Okay, so
Okay.
no chocolates for you too. Now
Vandana?
Avinash. Avinash and Vandana and
Avinash.
Pitambar.
No chocolates for me also.
Oh, Andrew, all the chocolates for me. Yes, I'm
So
waiting
yeah,
for
women
Vandana.
empowerment. All
Oh.
chocolate should go to the lady power.
Go to
I
the lady
was just, yes, I was just remembering. I have not noted down any messages. I just remember and I got the answer.
Ooh, that's the next
Okay.
James
For
Bond
not
then.
noting, for not noting, we will give her some chocolates. For not noting.
Okay, we'll do that.
Thank you.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is where I was trying to bring it in. We at least 4 or 5 of us out of the number, and I'm very sure the others were trying to get the answers. We love cognitive games. Okay, there's Sudoku. There is so many little games that we, as kids, as children, that we are given in school. Match the following, or there's so many that we have. Even the simplest one is fun. So when we do it right, we are just getting our mental senses alerted, working, right? And that is enough, right? This whole game took not more than 15 minutes. Okay. Can we as team leaders spend 15 minutes every day with our team playing a cognitive game? It's not only gets your team members sensitive, it gets them to bond, it gets them all interested in their work, right? And you can delegate, every day you have Mr. A, Mr. C, Miss B to bring in a game and play that, right? The simplest of games that have to be played, that's all. And there's so many on the internet. Okay, the whole ecosystem, your entire environment, the entire culture of your team will change. Believe me, you will have better results. You will have more initiatives happening. You will have more creativity happening. Okay, so think about it, ladies and gentlemen, about cognitive skills. It's really very important. So as I said, we were trying to remember. Vandana was trying to remember. Others noted it down, had quickly noted it down. But you don't have to. I told you every code is written by some human being, and it is the basis of something. So all we have to understand is what is that basis? What is the concept? And we remember the code. Same thing with any of the others that we have, any other cognitive game that we have there. Just think through it. Just think through it. Okay, let's see what the answer is, or what is the basis for this code.
All the odd numbers are kind of L in shape.
It looks like that, sir. Yeah, simple. I think we all remember this. We all know this sign as a hashtag today, but when we were small, we used to play noughts and crosses. I don't know how many of us have played noughts and crosses or still do play noughts and crosses. And that is the concept. Okay, now you know what is 1, what is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's so simple. Okay, I don't think any of you will be able to forget now which symbol or which sign means which number now. Okay, this was used way back long time ago by the Mossad, which is the Israeli intelligence. Okay, they used it for some time. Now, of course, obviously, since Andrew knows it, they will not use it. Okay, but now all of you know it now. So I want you all now to switch off your video, switch on your audios. Okay, I'm going to give you the same set of questions, and I want you to shout out the answer as loud as you can. Okay, the loudest gets a chocolate. Agreed, everybody? Okay, switch on your audios, please. Or Tejasvi, you probably need to help everybody to switch. Right. What's the symbol? What's the symbol, please?
L.
L. Okay, I can hear one voice. Any more voices?
L.
N.
L.
U.
Okay, like an N. Upside down U.
Upside U. 90 degree turn U.
Yeah, a 90-degree turn U or an upside down U. Okay, well, absolutely well. Super. Okay, 9 minus 3 is 6. What is the sign for 6? Just go on the hash.
Left side.
C.
Sorry?
Yes.
C.
C.
A C, yes, a C. See, that's more answers, more correct answers. 1 plus 2, 3. What is the sign for 3?
L.
L. Okay.
Yes.
L. Okay, great. Fantastic, right. Let's see the second one that was there. Answer 1.
First one.
4 into.
So first answer is 28.
4 into 20.
4 into
7.
4 into 7 is 28. Okay. Second one.
2 plus 5.
7.
7. Very good. 2 plus 5 is 7. Very good. Okay. And the third one.
8 minus.
11. No. 5.
5.
Okay. So what's the first sign? What's the first sign?
8.
8 minus
3.
3.
3. Very good. I think I should give a big clap to all of you. You just have to understand the concept, right? See, ladies and gentlemen, see, you have played this game, and I'm very sure that you enjoyed it to some extent. May not, okay, whatever extent that you enjoyed it to. But this is the same thing that you can do with your team. Okay, just even if you're not the boss, get your team together every day for 15 minutes. Tell your boss, get your team together 15 minutes and play one game which challenges everybody. Okay, cognitive skills doesn't mean memorizing, certainly not. Okay, in India we are used to that memorizing, ratna, as they say, ratke, the history was memorized, so now I don't even know who is Akbar's father and who's Akbar's son, because at that time I memorized it. Okay, so let's stay away from memorizing. It makes things so simple. It's so simple. What a complex problem. This whole code looked so complex at the beginning, it became so simple at the end. Similarly, when you do crossword puzzles, you do Sudoku, you do those simple match the following, find the hidden, all these games that you have, it really super. It makes things look so simple, and that is what your organization and your team is looking forward to, doing complex things in a simple manner, right? And the fun part of it is that all of you are coming together to do the same thing. So I go around, giving training, and one of the first things most leaders tell me is team bonding, team building. Baba, you don't require a trainer for team bonding and just get them together every day for 15 minutes, and that's it. Play a game. That's all you need to do. Okay, so do look at that as it comes through. So that's the third ladder that I wanted to talk about. So the first ladder was improve your employee engagement. Okay, second ladder was help people grow. But if you're growing them, make sure that you are rewarding them also. And third is cognitive skills. Not only you have mentally alert people in your team, but you also have good mental health. Okay, so 3 ladders. These are not the only 3 ladders. There are a lot more ladders, but I thought these 3 are the most important in today's perspective. Okay, any questions, please?
Guys, please feel free to ask questions to Andrew, whatever you want to regarding leadership as
Andrew,
a startup.
Andrew, when you are explaining the S curve, that is like the starting point is the onboarding process, and then there is a growth phase, and finally at the maturity phase is the mastering. That was the terminology used in your sigmoid curve. But then you said at that point of time there further one more S curve can start. So please correct me, my understanding. Is it a continuation of one S ending and another S starting?
Hello.
Yes, absolutely correct, sir. It is one S ending, and you need to put that person onto another S now, because that person has reached a fair level of that particular task, or what that person was asked to do, has reached a fair level and is fairly proficient at that level, probably exceeding issues. Okay, so now you need to put that person onto the next level. Okay, that is very important. You're right, sir, in what you have said.
Thank you, Andrew.
All right, do we have another question coming in? Just unmute yourself and ask, or you could even type it in the chat box.
Questions are still open, huh? Question answers.
All clear, sir.
All clear. Okay.
Andrew, during the drivers of engagement, let's say my ongoing conversation that is that is from today towards my future, which will decide my future. And when I compare it with the past, let's say during my ongoing conversations, something goes wrong with my manager or with my leader, some kind of a discussion which is being misunderstood. Uh, so how do we, kind of resolve? I mean, it has reached to such a kind of a misunderstanding level, where anything can happen. You mentioned some point of time, job security, goody goody kind of a boss and those kind of a things and all. So I just want to, kind of understand a situation where during my ongoing conversation, okay, I'm having a routine conversation, which is a healthy communication, it's a healthy relationship, but then, all of a sudden there is some kind of a misunderstanding which has developed and it has reached a critical level.
Right, sir. You're right. These type or this situation could definitely arise. You're absolutely right. That yeah, you with your boss has been a good equation, and you'll have freely discussed work and matters of work, and have moved ahead. Now, if you get stuck up on one point, the first thing you probably need to understand, is it work related or is it a personal thing? Okay. That's where you need to first separate separate that. Okay. If it's a personal thing, then obviously that's your matter and his matter, and you don't enter or you don't discuss that. You agree that yes, we don't discuss this any matter. This is our to do. If it's a work related, where work is getting stuck up, the team is suffering or the organization is going to suffering, then you probably need to sit down and resolve it like two adults. Okay. If the two adults cannot resolve it, then probably involve a third person who can resolve it and say, this is the better way to go forward. Your option is good, your option is good, but in the interest of the organization at this point of time, I think we go with this option. Okay, that is probably how you need to probably take it forward. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Andrew.
Yeah.
Great. Do we have more questions? Okay. Andrew, let me take the time to thank you so much. This has indeed been a wonderful session, and for me, the code bit was the best of the bit. It was really nice, and it was nice having you here.
My pleasure.
And thank you, all of you who've come and attended this session. I hope you had some good learning and you're able to, put it into your real life and take the learnings back home, so we can kind of, make ourselves better. Right.
If I may add quickly before you close, you'll find a lot more of what I've been talking in my book, which is named Stay Liquid. The book has gone live on Amazon. It is ebook and a paperback. So you'll find a lot more about leadership. There is also about the S curve and other things in this book, and lots more that you'll find in that. So please help yourself with the book, and otherwise you can reach me on my mobile number or through my website.
Yep.
Thank you, Tejasri.
That's a good way to be in touch with Andrew. And to all of you who are looking for the recording of this session, we're going to put it up on the DueDash community in some time. So those of you who are yet not part of DueDash, please get on board, register to the platform, and you can have access to all these recordings and much more content over there to help you grow every single day and get, out there. Great. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, DueDash, for arranging this whole event. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. Good night. Stay safe. Good